Welcome back. You're watching Startup Street. Now, lessons from Byju's will be healthy for the startup ecosystem in the long run, says Michael Moore, the founding partner and CEO of GSV Ventures. Speaking to my colleague Aishwarya Anand, he also added, it is a good time to be an investor in India. Listen in.
The situation with Byju is a tough one.
Yeah.
As it relates to the edtech ecosystem, as it relates to the venture capital ecosystem, I mean, India is going through a boom in startups. And so I think the kind of situation with Byju, I actually think in the long run is healthy because it makes investors and entrepreneurs aware of the kind of difficulties you can get into if you're not careful. And so it absolutely, I think, has caused a shock to the system. Yeah. But innovation is booming. Entrepreneurs are excited, and their investors are still, very bullish on the ed tech space. But I think it's appropriately a little bit more cautious.
Of course, caution is there. I was reading reports that you're planning to make follow-on investments in your portfolio companies. Could you give me a sense of what does that look like? What kind of tech sizes are you planning to do that? And how many investments are you planning to make by the end of this year?
Well, I mean, we think it's a good time to be an investor everywhere, but India especially, because when people are hiding a little bit, it's a good time to come out and try to find the great opportunities. We have some fabulous portfolio companies in India. We have cash to deploy, so we're hopeful that we'll be able to deploy a fair amount this year. And again, what we like to do is we like to feed the winners. And that's we got some really good companies in our portfolio.
You've invested in close to 18 companies in India. So I want to understand from you that which are some of the high-performing startups that you have in your portfolio, and what does the growth look like there?
Well, we love all our children, right? So, but I mean, companies I could mention, PhysicsWallah is crushing it. I mean,
absolutely.
Great team, great growth.
The only profitable edtech unicorn in the ecosystem.
Well, they are very good business people, yeah. And they run a really good company, and so that's that's certainly a star. I mean, our friends and partners, Eruditus, they're great. I mean, they're just a very solid company, growing fast. Has got real scale, a real impressive management team. So those are a couple that we're especially excited about. I think there's an overall catalyst though for investment, and that is the whole interest in AI. I mean, AI and education are really made for each other.
Your portfolio company, which is Front Row, had to shut down its business. So I just want to understand from you that where do you think, what went wrong for the business model?
Again, being a startup investor is one that is what you have to have a strong stomach because there's a lot of failure. It just is. Okay. So what are the things that we've seen most often happen? Most often it's a team that isn't able to adapt and execute against what they need to do. The reality is most startups have a plan, and then you get out there and then have to adjust. Yeah. And so how fast a management team can adapt and adjust and bring in the right people and all those things. That's often where a company gets messed up.
You primarily invest in edtech startups, but you also have something like an Apna in your portfolio, which is a blue-collar platform. So other than edtech, are there other sectors, and you've mentioned AI, of course, but are there other sectors that you're looking at which potentially you find very interesting to invest in? Like the sunrise sectors that you would be very interested in investing in?
Well, first of all, my background is that we've invested in broad growth technology businesses, and I love growth and I love technology. We happen to think the education and technology space is, a perfect place to be. Kind of like healthcare too, though, where you need specialized knowledge. So AI, by the way, I look at AI like what the internet was 30 years ago. Everybody's going to be an AI business. Right. So AI and education are going to be one and the same. There's areas that I think are really exciting. Longevity is one, and just the whole idea of people are looking for ways to extend not necessarily their lifespan, but their health span. Yeah. Right, and so the technology, the science that's going on with that are tremendous. So along with that, the wellness area. So those are two areas I think are very, very exciting.
With that, it is a wrap on this edition of Startup Street from Ritu and me. Goodbye, and many thanks for watching.